if they can correct this, they're going to become happier, and they will call us, or I'll call them, like it happened before when I had forgetfulness. Remember, it's built by human, but I have a mechanism that doesn't work as intended. So this hasn't left the shop yet. So you should be happy if you're the one who's going to get this. It will actually be fixed before it leaves here.
This is a random inspection. Random, picked off the lot, here you go. This is what you're inspecting today. It's RV inspection day, and today we are in Elkhart, Indiana, about to inspect this gorgeous 2026 Alliance Paradigm 310RL. Now, what does it say when a manufacturer invites you in to do an inspection on their premise? They're asking for raw, unfiltered feedback on their product while the cameras are rolling. It says a lot when a company isn't hiding issues and they bring us in to uncover them. That takes transparency and the genuine desire to get better and do the right thing. So stick around and we'll see you at lunch.
All right, first glimpse. Laurel already introduced us to the purpose of why we're coming here. All of them, we're gonna go through every single one of them. In our dream, I think we need a lot of teams here to go through this. So the intent of them having us here, like Laurel's pointed out, the thing that we look at as an inspector and as a consumer, we bring this to them, just like we would do a report for you. It's the same thing. Are we more nitpicky? Yeah, we are, because every little thing we try to bring it up because it's here. So it hasn't traveled, it hasn't gone anywhere. So their goal is to know ahead of time before this hits the road that it is in one piece, one pack, and it's awesome. Then when we go inspect on site, we find flaws or weaknesses or things that happen. If they can correct this, they're going to become happier, and they will call us, or I'll call them, like it happened before when I had an issue, and I actually ended up in the electric department guy because I had an open ground fault in one of the storage in the back. So the willing and the want of a manufacturer to be transparent is awesome. And this is the reason why some manufacturers are starting to call us in to have their people check in check. So for all of you manufacturers out there that are actually watching this, it's an open invitation. And by the way, for all the people that follow us or try to correct us on things, we're not bought out by the company. As an inspector, I come in on site, and I always have my first glimpse for those of you who know. So the first thing I already caught on this morning, forgetfulness. Remember, it's built by human. So right off the bat, we're kind of used to inspecting a lines. I know their weaknesses or their inconsistency if it happens, and this was one of them. So all the other slides are perfect, except for this one, I had missing sealant. This is things that a human will forget sometime. You do it out of habit. And that's the problem with a lot of quality control people. You get complacent. You get rested on your laurel. This one. So both corners had this missing. It's nothing, you say. Yeah, it is nothing. It's just a little thing. I gotta go check, why do I have water? Oh, okay, they're emptying this rig. I thought it was ours. So you never know. Other than that, my slide out closed perfectly. I had a couple of things missing. The battery wasn't there, so Tristan bought me a battery pack. So everybody works together here. I already had one other guy who's in charge of quality, Joe Martin, who's Bill's brother. Nobody tells you, but they're all related. Everybody works as a family here. And that might be how they get the word family, ally. Just check it out if ever you're an Alliance fan. Let's go check what Laurel has inside.
So come on in, let's see my first glimpse and my stow and go. As for my first glimpse, first thing I said, smells like home. Yes, that's right, it smells like home to me. I love the smell. But my first glimpse coming in and looking around, I don't see anything that's jumping at me, but I can say my stow and go, I have access to one side of my fridge. I do need to be really careful not to dent my fridge when I do open it, but I can get to a sandwich. I can also get to my own bathroom, and also I can go to bed. So I think if you're stopping for the night, this is a perfect stow and go. So we'll see you at lunchtime.
Lunchtime recap. Like we were talking earlier with some of the people working here, sometimes you become too set into your typical day-to-day stuff and you've done 10 of them and you forget, or you become complacent. And that's why we're here, to up their game. So for example, this door. See, as you can see here, my door's closed, it's not moving, it's staying right there, you know. But then I end up here, and even from the inside I can see my door is not sealing as intended. So another thing, mishaps, forgotten, forgiven. You can't be forgetful. You cannot have a hole. So see, somebody on the production line, on the quality line, didn't check the guy who's on the production line. That's where we're gonna keep them awake. So as stuff are buzzing around here, because there's forklift going in and out and there's a lot of activities here, that's why my wife is telling me to slow down and cut off, and that's why we got some of those cuts coming in and out. Other than that, in general, the structure, I have no flaw in the structure itself, but I have a mechanism that doesn't work as intended. So this hasn't left the shop yet. So you should be happy if you're the one who's gonna get this, it will actually be fixed before it leaves here. Let's go check that out. So for instance, this slide out, I don't know if we talked about it this morning, but we had a surprise this morning. This was coming in and out sideways. You go in, it crookeds, you come back out. When it gets out, it crookeds. All right, so I'm outside and I asked Laurel to open the unit up. So see, this is the kind of thing that sometimes being out of sync is an adjustment thing. And whenever they prepared it, somebody didn't put it in line. See how the outside over there went, continue going? So that's what it is. So if somebody wasn't on their job that day, things like that happen. It's just a detail, but you need it to be perfect when it leaves the manufacturer. So as we bring this in, we're gonna see about the same thing. So the effect of, you remember this side went out after, and now it's gonna be the other way around. This side is actually gonna come out after when this side is stopped. So see, you can see the bed is crooked. See how it continued, and it's actually noisy. So they will address that before you end up with it. Well, there's a couple of things that might have happened, and that's why it's a good thing to try things more than once. As you can see here, this bracket that holds the cable, you can see that it's bent compared to the other one that are straight, like the other side, same thing. So that's one thing. So is that a problem? Is there something in the cable or the adjustment that is not right? Probably. On another note, I have these screws here that are not totally screwed down. So if you're gonna put a screw, don't you want it to hold whatever you're grabbing instead of just putting a screw? Sometime by going fast, because it's called production, some people omit to do the purpose of their job and just, wheel it out. That's why you gotta stay on people constantly. And that's all about quality. So to give credit to our lines, the owners, the productions, the people in charge of quality, them wanting us to come here to take their leader unit and to pass it to test to see what we can find, I think was genius. So let's go see what Lowell has at lunchtime.
So it's lunchtime, and yes, we are being nitpicky today. Why? Because they want transparency. They want us to pick it apart so that they can make a better quality RV for you. What annoyances do you have? That's pretty much everything that I have found so far. Nothing that raises a red flag. A couple of little annoyances. Is it anything to be worried about? No. Am I going to bring it up to them? Yes, because maybe there is a fix that they would like to do. For example, I'm going to come up here into the bathroom and I'm going to show you the holes that are here in the bottom base of the drawer. Now that goes directly into your cargo bay. So is that an issue? No. But, you know, I've had customers before say, can critters get in? I don't know. I'm not a critter connoisseur, but I am going to bring it up to them. So if they have a fix, that would be great. The other thing I'm going to show you is this pocket door. And what I'm finding here is I don't think there's a bumper. And maybe there's not supposed to be a bumper. Again, I don't manufacture this. And even if I close it all the way, it still has that same play in this. So remember, when we're inspecting here at the manufacturers, we're coming as consumers. Why? Because we use these, right? We live in our RV full time and we hear from other consumers things that they're looking for. And Alliance wants to know from us what we're seeing and what we're hearing out there in the field. And these would be some annoyances. Another thing that I'm finding here today, again, not a big deal, but I want you to get really close to this so you can hear this. You see how it's rubbing just right here. So maybe it needs to be set out a little bit more. I don't know. I don't manufacture these things. It's just something that I need to bring up, but it's not something that is detrimental. Seriously, this rig is solid. I am walking in here today and yes, no joke, we owned a 370 FB. So the first thing I said when I walked in today, it smells like home. It does smell like home. And they're building family. Alliance people who love to be part of the family. But like everyone, Alliance wants to get better at what they do. They might be great, but they want to be greater. Isn't that the strive? Isn't that the goal? Everyone wants to get better. And that's why we're here today. So we'll see you at the end of the day with an update on what I find.
All right, end of the day recap. There's a lot of little things that will make them great. That's the goal of us being here. So this morning I forgot to mention, but I just ended up with human error. So there's a staple in one of the slide track on the roof trim that was sticking out. I just happened to find it and it's like, okay, they're gonna have to check onto that. And it's like the sealant on the slide out. We already have the production manager quality that came in and he says, yep, I know exactly what line it is, and that's what they're already solving these problems. Water pump, I had 3 screws instead of 4. Somebody realized that they've been missing a screw in the last couple of units and it's been confirmed. So it's all those little things. Then I got underneath here on the suspension side, and a lot of time because it came from a supplier, they probably don't take too much time looking at what's underneath there. So one of the electrical system, actually 2 on 2 different wheels, your sensors, electrical sensors, will be caught between the bumper that's stuck to the frame and your axle if ever it crushes together. Little thing that they need to take care of, and probably never looked at it because they're building boxes, not suspension and frame. So that's the value of having us come and help them out in a different vision than their own self-tunnel vision that they go every day. And that's what I think everybody agrees on. So they appreciate us being here and they value the experience that we bring in and the different view that we look into. So let's go check what Lowell has inside though.
So it's the end of the day. Today proved that Alliance is serious about their quality and only getting better. At the end of the day, I can say that my findings this afternoon were minor, but without a shadow of a doubt, I know that Alliance is striving to be the best. Inviting us in today put them in the spotlight of transparency for you to see what they are doing and what they are building. But let's talk about the bathroom. So, you know, always I'm in here and I'm thinking, all right, we're going to definitely have some leaks today. And guess what? I didn't have any leaks. But if you are 80 inches and shorter, you're gonna fit in this stall just fine. It's quite tall, so that's fantastic. The only other thing I had in here was the teak seat. This is not sealed, and it is quite sharp. So if some child gets in there playing around with it, or somebody decides that they want to clean, they could literally cut their finger, which wouldn't be very fun. So really, after the entire afternoon, no leaks. I've been through all of my furniture, my electrical, everything, and I didn't find anything. I'm really excited about this RV. This is a random inspection. Random, picked off the lot, here you go. This is what you're inspecting today. But I gotta show you something, because these 310 RLs have come a long way. Check this out. If this isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. I would have loved, I still would love one of these. Isn't that fantastic? Opens right up. Look at all that pantry space, a place for your broom, your dustpan, even your chemicals, whatever, all those things that you need to just get out of the way. They're really thinking of all the things that they can do to utilize the storage space in their RVs for you. Alliance RV showed today that their quality isn't just built into their RV, it's built into their core value. Do the right thing. You know, no one is perfect, but when you strive to be better than the day before, you're moving in the right direction. Minor issues, major transparency, Alliance is proving they're doing the right thing. So remember, and do never forget,